I want to take a minute to thank you all for coming today. We're very honored to have Lance Orlob to do the special Tour de Lance tour.
Oh yeah.
Lance is a specialist, and his specialty for all of his years in business is having a nose for trends, having a nose to understand marketplace and being ahead of the trends. And as he was a real estate guy and did very well, and as he was a mortgage guy, a lending guy, and all these other things that he's done so well, he smelled this trend, he got in this trend, and after 2 years is a top leader in the company and doing very well. And here today to give us a tour about Nu Skin, the power of Nu Skin. And today we'll start with Nourish the Children.
Hey, thank you, everybody. Let me ask you a couple questions. Obviously, most of you have not been on my tour, correct? Who is not currently a distributor in Nu Skin? Raise your hand. Good, so we have some new people. Okay, this will be fun. Then I have to ask this question, okay? Who in here feels the same way that I felt when I attended my first tour and when someone pitched me about Nu Skin, and I hate network marketing? And that's okay. You can raise your hand if you hate network marketing. I want to explain why you hate network marketing, because I could never really pin it, okay, until I did some homework. Fair enough? What's the promise in network marketing that is the allure? What's the carrot that everybody sticks out in front of your face?
Great income, residual income.
Great, phenomenal residual income, time and money together at the same time.
Get rich quick.
Come over here. Oh, you say that into the film really loud. What do they say?
Get rich quick.
They say you can get rich quick. Who does that appeal to really? Think about this for a minute. Does that appeal to the very brightest minds? The very top traditional business successes? No. Who does it appeal to?
Poor.
It appeals to the poor that have never ever, and the lazy that have never ever gone out and built something. That is a fallacy, and it repels people of integrity. Does that make sense? So let's talk about integrity, because this is critical to understand. Since 1955, there was a company called the American Way. What are they known to as today? Amway. And they started this concept. I'd mentioned this on Tuesday night a little bit, remember? Okay, so they came into the business, and ultimately they were creating a revolution in distribution. This is very different today. Network marketing is very different than a revolution in distribution. Okay, we'll talk about that as the tour progresses. But since 1955, there has been over 60,000 direct sales companies begin, according to the Direct Sales Association. 60,000 plus companies. Only 5 of them that we can validate and verify, that means they're publicly traded, so stuff's not being made up, have made it to $1 billion in annual revenue. Only 5 of them. Okay? That means, and why would that be significant to make it to $1 billion annually?
Sustainability.
You're sustainable. What else? You have a proven track record.
Shows growth.
You have a history.
Solid.
You're solid.
Foundation.
Right? The other thing is all of those companies that have gone on to do $1 billion annually have gone on to do multiple billions. Okay? Anywhere from 9 billion, 7 billion, 2 billion, and the list goes on and on. Most of those companies, it took 20 to 25 years to reach that $1 billion mark, so they're a lot older than Nu Skin. Nu Skin is the 5th company. We're the youngest member in that elite family. Okay? If I'm selling you an airline ticket, okay, and I've got this ground floor opportunity, I've got this get rich quick network marketing juice, but there's a 99.997% chance that that plane is going to crash into the ground and kill you and all of your family members and all of your contacts and all of your reputation, would you do it?
No.
No? Which is why we don't. Correct? On the flip side, if I said, hey, here's a company that has a 95% chance that in year 10, if you just become an executive with Nu Skin, it's our first level of leadership, and maintain that position for 10 years, you have a 95% chance of making the average income of $42,000 a month, $500,000 a year. And there's a 95% chance. And we're a billion-dollar company that has publicly stated that we're growing to $5 billion in the next 7 to 10 years. So where's the opportunity? Is it in the ground floor that's going to try to make it to $1 billion? Or is it in the $1 billion that goes on to multiple billions? You've got to start thinking this way, because that's really what's happening. I brought you here because if I ask the question, who in here knows about Nu Skin? Who in here can tell me about Nu Skin? They've been around now for almost 27 years this month. Okay? Most people in the valley, are you all from the valley? What does everybody say when I say Nu Skin?
Just that building in Provo.
They just know it's a building in Provo. We have some jazz dancers. Some people know that it's network marketing, and a lot of people think, oh, that's they just sell a lot of stuff to Asia. Okay? No one really knows about Nu Skin. Okay? I want you to know that in order for you to really understand this tour today, you have to know what the heart of Nu Skin is. Okay? And the heart of Nu Skin is contribution. Let me say that again. The heart of Nu Skin is contribution. Okay? But we don't just merely as a company say that we do good in the world. We actually do good in the world. So I brought you here to hear about the Nourish the Children Foundation, which began about 2002. Great little backstory. Okay? Blake Roney, who is our chairman, okay, and is the founder of Nu Skin on the corporate side, was approached during the Olympics. And he was approached by a gentleman that said, would you like to donate these pre-packaged meals to children? It's a great concept. We're able to avoid, the hassle of sending money and having 90% of that money absorbed by the 501c3 to just run the nonprofit. So, 10% is really only getting in food. He said the food goes directly to the children. Well, Blake said, come see me after the Olympics. Was so impressed by the concept that he bought the company. Okay? We changed the meal pack. It's called the Vitamil, using our science, and we found that we could create a nutritionally balanced meal that would help a starving child who's malnourished, which becomes a disease, okay, regain, okay, their strength in their body. I don't know if you guys knew this, but when you see those little Ethiopian children, or you see the little Asian children, or you see these little pot-bellied children on American Idol Gives Back, okay? If you merely feed them with grains or corn or anything like that, that food actually kills those children. They're malnourished. Okay? So they don't have the ability, their bodies don't process that food. Now whether that's on purpose or not, I don't know. I'm not going to go into that discussion. But that's really sad. You have to have the nourishment. Okay? So we bought the company, created this Vitamil pack, and today, since 2002, we've donated over 215 million meals to starving children throughout the world. Very, very impressive. If you look at the cost, $22 feeds a child for 30 days. Okay? That means distributors like all of you have basically donated $1.5 billion to nourish children. That's pretty impressive if you really consider that. That means, and let me give a disclaimer here for a second. Okay, here's my disclaimer. This may not be for you. Okay, and that's okay. We understand that it's certainly not for everybody. We're only looking for people that at the end of the game, okay, when your financial goals have been met, you have that lifestyle that network marketing is the only vehicle that can afford it, okay, then we're looking for people that want to contribute, that want to give back. Okay? It's an amazing, amazing business, but you have to understand the heart and soul of the business is our mission statement, which is to be a force for good throughout the world. Okay? And again, we don't just talk about it. You see, the founders here believe that a company should do more than just return to its shareholders. So powerful was this Force for Good Foundation and this Nourish the Children Foundation that Lee Iacocca was writing a book at the time called Where Have All the Leaders Gone? He was basically saying, where's all the leadership that used to exist before corporate greed? Okay? That used to contribute. He was writing a book. He cites, okay, 2 full pages about Blake Roney and Steve Lund and New Skin. Okay, you go ahead and read the book. It's amazing. He's now the chairman of this board. Okay, so this is a real thing. This is a real company. This is not a fly-by-the-night typical network marketing company that none of us would want to put our name or our reputation on. I'm very proud of this. Okay, let me tell you one other thing. In order to prove that this worked, we adopted a country called Malawi, Africa. Does anyone know much about Malawi? Malawi is the 4th poorest country in the world. Okay? The unique thing about Malawi is there's 14 million people, but over 2 million orphaned children. So we decided to take this message, this Nourish the Children Foundation, to Malawi and kind of adopt that as our project. Okay? Last year, according to the New York Post, for the first time in the history of Malawi, not one child died of starvation last year. That's incredible. You almost have to clap. They attributed it all to New Skin's mission there. So this is an amazing, amazing, amazing company. I'm going to take you now back in time and kind of give you the vision of where this company began, okay, so that you can see where we are today and where we're going in the future. So walk with me over here.